Hello, in this video I will show you a tuck stitch design created on a single bed knitting machine. We'll use the needle pusher and push out one needle every 5, so I have one needle out and 5 in normal position in between. I knitted a few rows in the teal yarn and now I will knit with the lighter mint color. We'll put my carriage in holding position. To do that for my brother, all I have to do is press the holding cam lever and put it in H position. Now I will knit a cross and a float will be created with every row on the needles that are pushed all the way out. These needles are on hold and will not knit or will tuck. We'll knit 4 rows and we'll create 4 floats or tucks. I will place these needles that have floats on them back in working position. All I have to do is to push them back like so, just enough so that the stitch doesn't fall off the needles. For the light mint color, I'm using a few ends of yarn and some of the yarn is a bit thinner and there is a risk that the yarn will get caught in the latch. To avoid that, I will manually close up the latch like so. You can see here how the finer yarn gets caught in the latch, and we don't really want that to happen because there is a risk that it will not knit properly. This might not necessarily happen to you, but it's a good example for you to see. It really depends on the yarn that you are using. For the next row, I will push out like before the needles in the very middle of these 5 needles. So this design will only work with all the number of needles in between the needles that are put on hold. We'll use the needle pusher again and push one needle every 5, or the needles in the very middle all the way out or in holding position. So now these needles will not knit and will create again 4 floats or tucks. Now I'm going to change color again because I want to create stripes. I am sure this design will look nice in one color as well. My carriage will stay in holding position. We'll again knit 4 rows in the teal yarn. Just like before, I will place these needles back in working position. When I push these back, I don't need to close the latch as this yarn is not catching like the yarn I was using before. Again, we'll push one needle every 5 to place them on hold. I will change my color and knit 4 rows in the light mint yarn. And continue pushing needles out and knitting 4 rows in between, alternating the colors from mint to teal. This is the sample I created. I love the idea of having small sections like in this sample with plain sections in between. You can try this design with more than 2 colors or using one color only like I mentioned before. Probably a lighter color would show the design best, but it's all up to you. All you have to do is try and see what looks best for you. For the next example, I will do the same, but this time I will push one needle every 3. So I have one needle put on hold and 3 in normal position in between. will put my carriage on hold, and I will keep it on hold for the entire sample. We'll knit again 4 rows and create 4 floats. I realized that 4 rows might be a bit too much when having 3 needles in between. This yarn is quite thick and there is a risk that it won't knit as nice, so I think for the next section I will only knit 2 rows in this yarn. So this is something that you have to see as well for your samples. I will again put these needles back in action and push them back, making sure the latch doesn't catch the yarn. Using the needle pusher, we'll push again 1 needle every 3, so I am pushing like before the needle in the very middle. I'm going to knit again 4 rows. This yarn is a bit thinner and it knits alright, so it is always important to test your tension as with every technique. We'll put these needles back in action and then push again every 3 needles to put them on hold. This time I will only knit 2 rows instead of 4 with a light mint yarn, and I think this works a bit better. So from now on I will knit 4 rows in the teal yarn and 2 rows in the mint yarn. For the last section I will knit 4 rows again, so it looks the same as the first section knitted in the light mint color. These are all the things you need to try and experiment to see what you prefer for your samples. I hope you will try different variations of this technique and will have a bit of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you do try this technique, don't forget to tag me so I can see it as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!